Are you okay?
I'm wonderful. Thank you for asking.
Ciao all, Thomas here. We continue our journey into RWBY Volume 1. Okay, so I think how it's going to go from now is we're going to do individual episode drops on Patreon ahead of time, and then I'm going to cobble episodes together for public releases on YouTube. So this one, I think, is probably going to be The Badge and the Burden, Jaunedice, and Foreverfall, and we're going to save the Volume 1 finale, the last 2 episodes, for another video. Last time on Dragon Ball Z, the girls arrived at Beacon, they met each other, Weiss fought off her lesbianism by making fun of RWBY, Yang and Blake did nothing, Jean got on my damn nerves, Pyrrha refused to raise her standards, and Red and Nora were cute. And now our teams have formed, and it's time to pretend that we're friends. Because at the end of the day, none of us are truly friends, only co-workers. And we shall begin our story with The Badge and the Burden, where RWBY and Weiss pretend to get along. Blake and Yang will continue to do nothing. And then after that, it'll be all about Jean, because this is the Jean show. Okay, sure. All right. God help us. You know, I forgot Weiss had her hair down in her pajamas, and it's really cute.
Then get me up at 10, but don't wake me up.
We can officially begin our first order of business. Excuse me? Decorating!
The Beacon uniform, I don't hate it. I like that it's Team RWBY colors. Bless. I do wish there was a bit of green in there, though, you know, because Beacon, Emerald City, all that.
Yes, let's go, lesbians, let's go!
We must bond as a team, which means we shall decorate yon dorm. Barely, though.
Bonsai! Bonsai!
Gag me.
This is super cute, actually. I don't know why Blake is super gung-ho about this, because she's been painted as antisocial. I'm not against her being in it, I just wish it was acknowledged how weird this is for her.
This is filth! Filth!
Oh, now Blake wanting to hide her not safe for work material.
Now that's a katana.
Okay, RWBY cutting the drapes with the scythe. Iconic, she would absolutely do that, yes.
This isn't going to work. We could ditch the beds and replace them with bunk beds.
It does seem efficient.
Okay, the bunk beds actually is a genius choice in terms of space. I'm honestly shocked the dorms weren't bunk beds to begin with. I've never, like, dormed before, but, like, aren't bunk beds kind of the standard? Like, if you have a room that's more than 2 people, you'll just automatically do bunk beds. Or even if it's just 2 people, because then you maximize the space. I do love that RWBY's is completely a mess. It looks like it'll fall at any fucking minute, and Blake's is just supported by her love of books.
Did you say 9 o'clock? It's 8:55, you dunce!
Why does that line live rent-free in my head? Okay, yeah, how does their schedule work? Like, what classes are they taking?
The creatures of Grimm have many names. I merely refer to them as prey.
Hi, Port. I'm gonna ignore the fact that your voice actor is a creep.
Huntsmen. Huntresses.
FBI, open up!
Okay, him hit, no, jail. This reeks of Rooster Teeth's really gross company culture, and I'm just, I felt my soul leave my body at that point.
When I was a boy.
I do like his design, though. I like the darker red of his outfit, and I do like the comically large mustache. I think that's kind of perfect for a character who tells such bombastic tales.
Despite smelling of cabbages, my grandfather was a wise man.
Was he the cabbage man from Avatar? I mean, I know y'all desperately want to be Avatar. I get this is meant to be played for laughs, but like, usually in a classroom scene, we would use this for, you know, exposition, you know, to learn about the world in a way that's organic to the story and ideally interesting. You know, maybe learning more about what the creatures of Grimm are, so that we don't have to make a goddamn world of Remnant about it later that like 15 people will watch.
Oh. No one. Well.
Hey, yeah. What in the world is wrong with you?
I love that most of the shadow students just disappear between shots.
A true huntsman must be strategic, well-educated, and wise.
I am
disgusting.
Who among you believes themselves to be the embodiment of the...
I do, sir.
Daddy, chill.
Step forward and face your opponent.
How the fuck did you get this thing into the school? I mean, that's not actually a problem. I just find it deeply alarming.
Go Weiss! Fight well! Yeah, represent Team RWBY! I'm trying to focus! Oh.
Okay, Blake cheering on Weiss is weird. I can see her wanting to like do team activities to befriend her new teammates. Sure, whatever, as weird as that is. But cheering on Weiss, of all people, I feel like Blake would be like, kill her quickly, kill her.
Please die.
Come on, Weiss, show it who's boss!
Nobody asked you. Karma's a bitch.
Weiss, why are you getting pissy? RWBY believes in you, unlike everyone else. And that is why you need a strap on your fucking sword. I will say, I love all the fan animations people have been making in recent years. Evermaro looks really cool. I really like that they have Weiss call her sword back to her with her glyphs. That's cool as fuck.
Go for its belly! There's no armor underneath! Stop telling me what to do!
12 seconds later.
Nobody listens to genius.
See, you only defeated it through the help of RWBY, you ungrateful ice queen.
Sheesh, what's with her?
Nobody asked you!
Jean, the episode's not about you. Get off my screen.
It's actually hard to even imagine how terrible things would soon become.
Back in the forest, you acted like a child, and you've only continued to do so.
Flashback.
Of course you would come up with this idea.
End of flashback.
What? What are you talking about? She stepped up to help take down the Nevermore. You're just making shit up, Weiss.
I thought you believed in acting as a team. Not a team led by you.
This is supposed to be my show. Can we?
And like what? She's been goofing around with like team activities. The worst thing she's done is make you late for class, which wasn't even a big deal because the class was bullshit. I don't know, maybe invent a real problem.
Did you make a mistake?
That remains to be seen.
And now the grown men will tell the young women what to do about their predicament. Because that's what we need in a show meant to empower young women. Men telling us what to do and validating us. This was written by men, you say? I never would have guessed. I can't believe I used to herald this company as a bastion of progressivism. Young me was on crack. Pinkwashing crack.
I think I should have been the leader of Team RWBY.
That's preposterous.
What do you mean?
If I took a shot every time someone said something along the lines of what do you mean in the show, I'd be dead by volume 2 and still no closer to the plot.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
What?
What?
What do you mean?
What?
What?
What do you mean by that?
What do you mean?
What's that supposed to mean?
You know what I mean.
What's that supposed to mean?
What was that?
I've made more mistakes than any man, woman, and child on this planet.
Your exceptional skill on the battlefield is matched only by your poor attitude.
Dare you?
Like, if you want to plot about RWBY proving herself to Weiss, one, we should have done more with it in the forest, because I mentioned before, the resolution to that felt out of left field, but now we've completely undone that resolution through more bullshit. It doesn't feel like we're moving towards anything. This doesn't feel like, oh, it's Team RWBY learning to be a team. This is just like, we have a random problem. Oh, good, the random problem is fixed.
So instead of fretting about what you don't have, savor what you do.
Also, what is this? What? Like, shouldn't Weiss's thing be like, learn to respect people and have faith in them, and also learn that it's not always about you? Whereas RWBY's thing is learn to have faith in yourself, and also learn to work with other people. Because RWBY was like really afraid of the idea of forming teams, even though she should have known about it, but whatever. So like, her thing should be learning to work with other people, even with people like Weiss being so antagonistic. And Blake and Yang, don't think I didn't notice you doing nothing in this episode whatsoever. Like, they could have at least played a minor role in this. Like, instead of going to Ozpin and Port, why not have them talk to their teammates? Like Blake and Yang talking sense into RWBY and Weiss. Maybe Blake offering advice to RWBY and Yang offering advice to Weiss.
How do you take your coffee? I don't. Answer the question. Cream and 5 sugars.
Okay, this moment of Weiss giving Ruby her preferred drink, asking how many sugars, it is cute, but it is so deeply unearned.
I think you have what it takes to be a good leader. Just know that I am going to be the best teammate you will ever have.
And I think it's really frustrating too, because it's like, you crammed this all into just one episode, or technically two, because it's a two-parter. And then you had 4 episodes about Jean, when it's like, no, these girls are our main characters. They need more time than this, because it feels like you guys are rushing through this because you want it over with. And this is only half of our main cast. The other half still haven't gotten anything to work with. Blake has gotten nothing, Yang has gotten nothing, and Yang will continue to get nothing.
Good luck studying. That's wrong, by the way. Hey, Ruby? Uh-huh. I always wanted bunk beds as a kid.
Oh my god. I can't. Get out.
That was just really frustrating. I think that kind of just reaffirmed how little the show is interested in exploring Team RWBY's issues. Weiss didn't learn anything, really. She was just kind of rude and then was told to stop being rude, and then she was. And yeah, sure, Ozpin validating RWBY is nice, I guess, but like, RWBY didn't really do anything. She was a bit of a goofball, but she didn't actually do anything that warranted Weiss's tirades, so she didn't make any mistakes that she needed to reflect on. She was just a receptacle for Weiss's resentment and anger, which would have worked if Weiss apologized for that and like, the story acknowledged that, but the story wants to present it as if RWBY and Weiss have learned something, which no, they haven't. And RWBY has continued to not be an active protagonist. That's great. That was frustrating as fuck. Oh, Jesus. And now we continue on to the part of Volume 1 that everyone dreads. The Jean arc. I mean, at least it's a pun, I guess? Okay, so like, let me give you the TLDR if you're new here for some fucking reason. The reason why this arc is disliked so heavily is because, you know how Volume 1 will split up episodes like in halves? I've told you this, right? Were you awake? Were you taking notes? This is the test. Basically, the Jean arc is 4 little episodes. Altogether, they're not that long. I think it's about 20 minutes. But, you know, when your volume as a whole is already that short and dedicating that much time to Jean, who is not even in the title of the show, it's not a good time, especially if you were watching it initially. I was not, because I got into RWBY when Volume 2 was coming out, I believe, or right before Volume 2 came out. But like, just imagine a whole month of Jean. Ugh. And I think this also frustrates me because like, not only is it not engaging, and not only is Jean's character very frustrating, and not only does this end up leeching time that the main RWBY girlies need, specifically Blake and Yang, because like, Lord knows they haven't done anything. But it's not even about Jean's team. Like, it's kind of about... Actually, it's not. It's not about him being a leader. It's just about his ego. Because Ren and Nora have, like, no significant role in these episodes whatsoever. Pyrrha is there basically to be, like, a coach. And I guess protecting Pyrrha inspires Jean to do the right thing. But, like, Jean doesn't really end up learning all that much. And Pyrrha is basically just his cheerleader, who's supposed to like take his shit on the nose and not get upset at him and to be kind and always supportive like a good woman should. I just felt the spirit of Fresh and Fit possess me and I did not like it. It's on the whole just very frustrating, the whole structure of it. We can't put it off any longer, so let's just rip off the fucking Band-Aid. At least my suffering will entertain you. I hope. It better. It better be for all I fucking put up with. On the bright side, after this, it's just the finale and then Volume 1 is done. Thank you, God. I mean, on the whole, the first half of Volume 1 I think was quite fun. It was very flawed, but it was still fun. The back half is... existent? It exists. Oh, hi, Cardin. I hate you and your stupid hair. Loser. Joan of Arc versus the Cardinal of Winchester. I guess that would be clever if I didn't hate them both so much. Why does Cardin's weapon look like a baking whisk? I guess he is like whisking John's bones into dust.
Please try to refer to your scroll during combat. Gauging your aura will help you decide when it is appropriate to attack.
Okay, checking your scroll though in battle seems like a bad move unless you want to get hit while standing there. Treating the aura like health bar, oh my god. I really don't like the health bar thing. We'll get to the aura shit in later seasons when, they try to make it more relevant. But I don't know. The health bars in general, when they try to bring it into shows where it's not an interactive medium, they just frustrate me more than anything else.
We were surrounded by Ursai.
They were Beowulfs.
Dozens of them!
Okay, this is cute though. Nora telling tall tales is very, very fun. I love that Yang is the only one who gives a fuck. Meanwhile, everyone else is like, la-dee-dee-da-doo.
John, are you okay?
Who cares? Go back to Nora's story. That sounds far more interesting.
What?
Okay, rocket lockers do sound cool and very handy. Well, I did want to shove him into a locker, so thanks, Cardin. You still suck, though, because you're a racist piece of shit.
We'll break his legs!
At least this episode gave us that. That's something, I guess.
It's not like he's only a jerk to me. He's a jerk to everyone.
Ow, that hurts!
See? Him bullying me is fine because he does racisms. The way no one is doing a goddamn thing. Vale is progressive my fucking ass. Oh, hi, Velvet. I'm not going to ask where her team is because when Velvet was introduced, she was just supposed to be like a one-off background character, and then they gave her a team because that's how this show works. The fact that this is the first time we've ever even heard of Faunus, I just jail. Well, unless you were paying attention to that loser news anchor lady.
Atrocious. I can't stand people like him.
Okay, how about you do something about it then? Y'all are supposed to be fucking heroes and you just let him do a racism in front of you in public. Ugh, for fuck's sake.
It must be hard to be a Faunus. Bitch, didn't you shoot up some guy's club for way less?
Huh? Where's Team RWBY going? Without me?
Yes, prior to the Faunus Rights Revolution, more popular known as the Faunus War, humankind was quite adamant about centralizing Faunus population in menagerie.
Okay, I see y'all trying to set up Faunus stuff for the finale, but this is a bad way to do it. Also, don't think I didn't notice y'all putting bullying and racism on the same level. They can be intertwined, but they are not the same thing, and they are not on the same level.
Have any among you been subjugated or discriminated because of your Faunus heritage? Astonishing!
Why would you ask that of your students? Which among you have been systematically oppressed because of your identity? Imagine if you just asked, which among you, my students, have been the victims of anti-black racism or homophobia? And I'm like, duh? Meanwhile, Weiss is cursing Faunus slurs under her breath this whole class. She looks at Velvet and she goes, she got what she needed.
Atrocious. I can't stand people like him.
To which I hope Pyrrha beats the living shit out of her. I hope helps.
What is the answer?
Binoculars.
Fucking idiot.
Haha, Jean is dumb. Isn't that funny?
Many Faunus are known to have nearly perfect sight in the dark.
A trait that we will forget. I do like the subtle foreshadowing of Blake being a Faunus through her being upset at Cardin and also her knowing about Faunus history. That's interesting, and I do miss this side of Blake. I really do. It just feels so weird to mention all this in an episode that's not really about Faunus. The Faunus are just a proxy to show how awful Cardin is, and Jean could not give less of a fuck. So, I don't really care about him.
You foretold to gain entrance to the school, and we only accept the best of the best, so...
Well, we also accept failures and villains, so...
¿Por qué no los dos?
I think the real failure is that I just do not give a shit about Jean. Right now, I care more about, Pyrrha and Blake and Velvet. And the whole bullying thing also feels so out of place. I don't know, I get Beacon is kind of high school adjacent, but it's also more like a college.
I know I'm going through a hard time right now, but I'm not that depressed.
Okay, let's move on.
I can't tell if that joke was problematic or not, so I'm just gonna let it slide. I'm more upset at other things, so. Oh, hi, Card. Listening like a loser. Does this mean the roof is the worst place ever because someone could always just open their window and listen to whatever's happening up here?
You made it to Beacon. That speaks volumes of what you're capable of.
The way Jean does not deserve a drop of her support. And I don't care if he admits that too, because Jean ultimately faces no real consequences for faking the transcripts. The show is only bringing this up to make him the underdog that we want to root for. And I'm I don't want to root for you. I want to push you off the roof.
I got my hands on some fake transcripts, and I lied. You wanna buy a fake transcript?
I'm like, how did you do that though? Did you pay someone to do that? Like, how easy is it to like fake your way into anime battle school? That seemed like it would be kind of alarming considering that these are the people who defend us from the hordes of demons that lay outside of our walls.
My father, my grandfather, and his father before him were all warriors. They were all heroes.
My family was full of great heroes, which is why I don't know what an aura is or how to hold my sword.
Let me help you.
I don't want help. I don't want to be the damsel in distress. I want to be the hero. If I can't do this on my own, then what good am I?
This really is the poor man's Sokka arc. Ugh, I would rather be watching the Warriors of Kyoshi, thank you very much. Honestly, I wish Pyrrha broke and read him for fucking filth to wake him the fuck up and snap him back to reality. I would immensely prefer that over the carton shit we are about to endure.
Oh, Jean. I couldn't help but overhear you two from my dorm room.
Okay, the fact that he managed to climb his way up here is kind of impressive, I guess. Is he like a ninja? Blake's a better ninja than you. And Ren. Also, Carton's voice is really annoying. It's just, he's such a stock bully character. There's nothing really interesting or unique about him.
Don't worry, Jean. Your secret's safe with me.
Please throw the whole thing in the garbage. If you couldn't tell, I'm really not having a good time. It is made more manageable because I don't have to like sit through it forever. But it's like, Jean's not an interesting character. This arc is really frustrating. Pyrrha is being way too supportive of him. And why is all the fauna shit just here, but like not the main focus? It's so ungood. Deeply ungood. I would rather be, I don't know, focusing on the girls who are in the title than this. Jean didn't need shit like this. You want to have Team Juniper? Fine, but like keep them to a supporting role. Don't. And it's not, Ren and Nora are not getting anything to work with. I think like they got 2 lines each and they're not supporting Jean whatsoever. And Pyrrha is just cheerleader mode. She doesn't get to be her own character at all. So that's great. It really is just all about Jean. And I'm like, who the fuck are you? Like season 4 Bloom? I'm not having a good time. Ugh. And there's more. Are you also thinking about what a good character you could have been if you were more than Jean's cheerleader, Pyrrha? Because I know I am.
I want more. Doesn't he know we have a field trip tomorrow? We need our rest.
I'm sure our leader knows exactly what he's doing.
Ooh, a glimmer of anger. More of that, Pyrrha. Feed your fury. I mean, you're based on a Greek character, Pyrrha. Become the fury. Hi, RWBY. I'm glad you remember that you're in this show, too.
Nope.
Okay, Ruby's being cute here. Their friendship is nice, but mostly just because of Ruby.
Maybe you were a failure when you were a kid. You might have even been a failure the first day we met.
Both are true.
You can't be one now, because it's not just about you anymore.
If only the writers got that memo. Wild that an episode about Jean realizing he needs to be better for his team does not itself care about his team.
Your team deserves a great leader, Jean, and I think that can be you.
I mean, I guess that was cute. It would mean more if RWBY got more of that. I mean, RWBY's lesson of leadership that last episode wasn't even that good to begin with, so, great.
I'm gonna need you to go out and get me a bag of rapier wasps.
Are rapier wasps grim, or are they just regular animals? Because, like, RWBY doesn't really care about animals that are not grim.
Yes, students, the Forest of Forever Fall is indeed beautiful.
Ew! Oh my god, they've butchered Forever Fall. You gave it a blue sky? You fucking disgusting monsters! It clashes horrifically with the maroon! Oh my god. Oh, I can't even focus on the pretty music because I'm horrified. I feel like this just kind of shows the difference in understanding of color theory and art design between the trailers and the show. This is like a microcosm of it. Trailer Forever Fall was a lot of gorgeous reds, but also a peach sky to go with it, white clouds, and a lot of black foliage and ground in order to, you know, provide a lot of interesting contrast. The colors went well together. This is just, well, it's the sky, and the sky's blue, so let's just do that. The ground isn't even an interesting texture. It's just red. I am so deeply offended. This is a hate crime. This is hate crime. Why am I more upset about this than the Jean shit?
I bet you're asking yourself, why did my buddy Cardin ask me to collect 6 jars of tree sap when there's only 5 of us?
Actually, I was thinking, why did any human being write this episode and then let it get produced? But, you know, that too. I am so grateful that Team Cardinal is just non-existent after this volume because, good lord. Oh yeah, and the fact that also because we have teams of 4, that means for every new character, we need 3 additional ones tacked on. Because I'm gonna be so real, I do not give a shit about the other 3 letters. I don't even remember their fucking names. Oh, Nora, you icon. I am so sorry you didn't get to matter in this fucking episode. Yeah, if you wanted Team Juniper to, like, matter, it would have been nice if they were more supportive of Team RWBY in Volume 1 and Team RWBY gets to shine prominently. And then maybe give them an episode in Volume 2 about them. You know, ideally one that focuses on not just Jean.
I'm thinking it's time we teach her a thing or two. And you're gonna do it. Or I'll have a chat with Goodwitch, and you'll be on the first airship out of Beacon.
You really think you'd get away with this, my man? Dude, you would get found out so fast.
No! You've done it now.
I know these episodes are like bundled together as I'm watching them, but the fact that the cliffhanger wasn't whether or not he'll do it is kind of stupid and defeats the purpose of a cliffhanger. Because, like, the cliffhanger shouldn't be what are they going to do to Jean. The cliffhanger should be what choice will he make.
Nora!
Okay, that was funny. Nora single-handedly trying to save this dumpster fire of an episode.
You are not messing with my team.
I guess his aura did whatever. Okay. Pierre did say he had a lot of it, but it's just so cheap. It's like, what? Did he activate it or something? And did he do that, like, actively or subconsciously? Is it that hard to just establish your roles and then keep them consistent? Is it that fucking hard? Oh, an Ursa Major.
That's a big Ursa!
It is. It is. I hope it eats all of you. It's attracted to the... What? Why would it be... It's a Grimm. Grimm don't need to eat. They're magical creatures. They're attracted to negativity, not tree sap. RWBY? Inconsistent rules? I never would have guessed.
Ursa! Ursa!
What? Where?
Back there! It's got carded!
Maybe we can be main characters.
Yang, you and Blake, go get Professor Goodwitch.
You two, go with them. There could be more.
Yang, you and Blake get off screen. I don't want you developing or having any important moments. I fucking hate that RWBY and the others got ready to, like, fuck shit up and then they did nothing. And, like, why are RWBY and Weiss here? Why can't...
Wait.
You know, it would have been great, actually, if Pyrrha, Ren, and Nora came in here and Jean directed them to fight the Ursa. That would have been great to show Jean as a leader and a strategist, understanding his role. And Glinda even mentioned in the previous episode to know when to attack based on his aura levels and his skill, when to call upon help.
Flashback.
Gauging your aura will help you decide when it is appropriate to attack or when it is better to move to a more defensive strategy.
End of flashback.
I can't do this on my own. What good am I?
Fucking idiot.
This would have been the perfect way to do that and have his teammates matter in the episode. But nah, it's just, oh, I have to be the big, strong macho man and face it by myself. And meanwhile, Pyrrha's invisibly guiding him with her semblance. But then not telling him so that he gets to feel big and strong.
We gotta tell them what happened.
Perhaps we could just keep it our little secret.
We wouldn't want to bruise the poor boy's ego. Oh, I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. You had all the instruments to make it beautiful, and you did this. You did this. All for the sake of Jean looking cool.
My semblance is polarity.
You can control poles.
The fact that this is the first fucking time we've heard the word semblance is a federal fucking crime. This is a felony. A writing felony. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Simply go to chicken jail. Simply proceed to chicken tooth jail. Or is that in the chicken tooth graveyard?
Don't ever mess with my team, my friends, ever again.
I get y'all want to say that Jean learned his lesson, but did he? Sure, he didn't want to hurt Pyrrha, but like that's kind of a fucking low bar. I would argue that asking for help should have been shown in that moment and calling for his team against the fucking Ursa, but it wasn't. So it all falls flat as hell. And we think Cardin is going to honor this word. He's going to be like, okay, I won't out you as like a cheater, Jean. Like, no, people like Cardin are fucking assholes. There's no way that he would just on goodwill go along with this. This is stupid on like 75 different levels.
You were only trying to be nice, and I had all this stupid macho stuff in my head.
John, it's okay.
It's really not, but you know.
Would you still be willing to help me? Hey!
Your stance is all wrong. You need to be wider and lower to the ground.
Okay, cute that he wants to learn from Pyrrha, but why can't all the team train together? Yeah, this is something kind of strange, is that Ren and Nora are here, yeah, but Jean's main focus is on Pyrrha. And I get it's because they're partners and they're pairs making up a full team, but like with Team Juniper, up until Pyrrha's death, it feels like it's just Arcos. And then Ren and Nora are just in the background being weird. Like, does Pyrrha have a friendship with Ren and Nora? Like, at all? I know she don't have a friendship with herself. That's why her standards for men are so fucking low. Okay, that was just really, really frustrating. Holy shit. If you're gonna have Jean steal all the fucking screen time when we already have so little, maybe have him actually learn something. Just a thought. That was... And I'm still more mad about the Forever Fall design. I am. You know what time it is? Yeah, that's right. It's time for Weiss to scream about being the real victim of reverse racism. Because that's definitely a thing that exists. Yes, we are at the Volume 1 finale. It's time for Blake to finally do something. Yang, sorry girl, I guess the writers don't care about you enough.
You
This finale is, a thing. We do meet some cool characters. I would argue that we really shouldn't be, because these are literally the final episodes of a season. It's a little bit late to be introducing even more people when half of your main team has done nothing. But the real story here is going to be about Weiss discovering the magic of not being racist, by which I mean she'll say racist things and then not say racist things anymore.
Why are you crying so? I'm crying because all of those horrible villagers chased me into the scary cave. I think it's because I'm so racist. Get your hand off my tail, you'll make it dirty.
Yeah, this finale is just very, very strange. And it's really where technically the plot of the first couple volumes starts, I guess, if you want to call it a plot. But unfortunately, it's to do with the White Fang. So it's not great. If you want to know what the issues in depth are, check out my old What's the Problem with the White Fang video. But TLDR, this was written by white people and is an analog for racism against black people primarily, and generally people of color in the United States, which is unfortunately not a good idea. Especially because when this was coming out, it was 2013 when the Black Lives Matter movement was starting. And you can probably tell the writers didn't have a lot of knowledge about it aside from what they probably were presented with in the news and social media. It's very much like, sure, we want equality, but violence is wrong. Why don't we try asking our oppressors nicely for rights? To which I gesture to every liberation movement in history. Asking nicely don't work because they'll just kill you. I don't know, maybe having the civil rights group be like a bunch of violent terrorists isn't a great idea and probably is going to feed into a lot of reactionary views that a large chunk of this fan base already fucking has. It's a fucking mess. It's a dumpster fire. Let's just get into the mess, okay? Shall we?
So ugly.
Oh god, Vale is hideous.
Hideous.
It just looks like generic town with far too many fucking colors. I know I like color, but it's like the art direction is ass. The city looks like it was washed in several shades of mud.
A festival dedicated to the cultures of the world. There will be dances, parades, a tournament.
I I'm trying to remember what we saw in the Vital Festival, and it was literally only the tournament. I got cheated.
Remind me again why we're spending our Friday afternoon visiting the stupid docks.
Oh, they smell like fish.
You know, I'm really shocked they didn't make a stupid Blake likes fish joke here. And low-key grateful.
Students visiting from Vacua will be arriving by ship today. And as a representative of Beacon, I feel as though it is my solemn duty to welcome them to this fine kingdom.
She wants to spy on them so she'll have the upper hand in the tournament.
You can't prove that.
How dare you assume things that are entirely correct?
They left all the money again.
Huh?
Yeah, it just doesn't make a lick of sense. Who needs that much dust?
I don't know. An army?
You thinking the, White Fang?
Well, it's a good thing we'll never know what the dust is used for. No, I'm not over it. Oh, here we fucking go.
The White Fang. What an awful bunch of degenerates. Here we go. I simply don't care for the criminally insane.
Well, I don't care for the racist. Bitch. Miss Cocaine White.
The police never caught that Torchwick guy I ran into a few months ago. Maybe it was him?
Oh my god, Roman finally mattering in the plot. Yay.
Those faunus only know how to lie, cheat, and steal.
That's not necessarily true.
Just then.
Hey, stop that faunus!
Oh, I hate this so much. Yeah, that framing though. Yang going, that's not necessarily true. Like it would be in another situation. Yikes. And then the guy yelling, stop that faunus! And Sun being like a stowaway. It's like the show itself is saying like, here's a faunus that does crime, just like Weiss says. Isn't that funny that her racism was right? To which I say, go fuck yourself with a cactus. Well, at least we have Sun. I love Sun. Sun deserves nice things.
Hey, get down from there this instant.
He's a goofy goof, and I want nice things for him. You know, I may not ship them, but I do love their friendship. And we must admit, he is smooth as fuck, even though his outfit is hideous.
Hideous.
I don't mind the shirt with the open sleeves because his abs are his whole thing.
Quick, we have to observe him.
But like, he looks like he's in rags and he never changes his outfit. He's based on the goddamn Monkey King who dresses in golden jewelry. Can't we just have him in pretty things?
Oh. No, he got away.
Weiss?
Salutations.
Penny! I love her so much. And she deserved better also.
Hello.
Are you okay?
I'm wonderful. Thank you for asking.
Me trying to get through the day, barely concealing my exhaustion, fatigue, and general despair at the world. Except Penny genuinely means this. So, Penny's like, depression? What's that? She's so cute. I love the soft red of her hair. Her design is so adorable. I love the bright green going along her shoes and her dress. And her little pink bow is adorable.
I'm Ruby. I'm Weiss.
Blake, are you sure you didn't hit your head? Oh, I'm Yang.
Okay, that was very cute. I appreciated that.
Take care, friend. Where did that riffraff run off to? What did you call me?
Penny's semblance is that of a horror movie monster appearing wherever you're not looking currently.
You called me friend. Am I really your friend?
No. Do you wish to see fireflies with me and do friendship dances? Actually, my microphone has a setting that's very fun. Let me use it real quick.
Is this fun, Penny? Beep boop, boop boop bop, friendship, cute boys, bows, murder.
Okay, enough of that.
I'm combat ready. Forgive me, but you hardly look the part.
Says the girl wearing a dress.
It's a combat skirt. Yeah.
Okay, let's move on.
That was adorable, but also, where the fuck did that come from? Y'all are besties now? One lackluster episode, 2 Jean episodes, and now you're suddenly ready to high five? Also, Ruby, don't high five the racist, you complicit bitch.
Those faunus only know how to lie, cheat, and steal. Yeah. The filthy faunus from the boat!
Why do you keep saying that?
Would you like me to stop referring to the trash can as a trash can? Or this lamppost as a lamppost?
Weiss would be the kind of person to go like, why do you care if I say a slur? It's just a word. And I'm just like, but why do you want to say a slur so bad?
Ugh, you ignorant little brat!
Blake is so upset she's model walking away.
I think we should probably go.
Where are we going?
Based on his species makes you just as much of a scoundrel as you believe him to be.
So you admit it?
I hate that the show is trying to put them like on the same footing. Like, oh, they both have their reasons. And I'm like, you're telling me there are valid reasons to be racist? The fuck is wrong with you? And meanwhile, Ruby and Yang are like the centrists who are like, well, we don't want to like take a side. Look, as a pathological people pleaser, I understand, but like we're talking about racism.
Why do you think they hate humanity so much? It's because of people like Cardin, people like you, that force the White Fang to take such drastic measures.
Yeah, that also, it's like, there's this thing specifically white people do where like they don't understand things as systems or structures. They're obsessed with racism and other forms of bigotries as individual matters. Like Blake is like, oh, it's individuals like you. And it's like, no, it's systems that ingrain this in people. The kingdoms are the racist ones, and that trickles down to the people.
You're discriminatory.
I'm a victim. You want to know why I despise the White Fang? Why I don't particularly trust the Faunus? It's because they've been at war with my family for years.
Weiss is like,
my poor company members have been murdered simply for getting blood money from slave labor and murdered people in exploding, dangerous, unsafe mines. Don't you feel bad for me?
and I'm like, nope. I hope someone Luigi's yo ass. FBI, if you're listening, this is a bad show. Don't take it seriously, please. I'm too pretty for jail.
An entire train car full of dust stolen.
Don't be suspicious.
Don't be suspicious. Every day, my father would come home furious, and that made for a very difficult childhood. You want to know why I despise the White Fang? It's because they're a bunch of liars, thieves, and murderers.
Well, maybe we were just tired of being pushed around.
Wait! Come back!
Gasp. Was that the royal we? Not Blake doing the same zoom that Oobleck was doing. That's cursed. Weiss is like,
I was on a team with a slur.
and the show will go, that's indeed a tough debacle, Weiss. Because the show sucks.
We have to leave America. Beyonce is black.
Amy, I'm black.
What? No, you're not. You're like my girl.
Yeah, but I can still be black. There's black people all over the world. That guy's black.
Well, I know he's black.
I knew you would look better without the bow.
I guess Blake being revealed as like a cat faunus is cool. I do like that the bow hides it. Although I'm still not over learning that Monty just thought the cat ears look cute. And then I think it was Miles who came up with all the faunus shit. And I'm like, Miles, what are you doing? Yes, Miles is Hispanic, but he is white passing. He's even admitted such. So like, you know, there's that. When he moves through the world sees him and treats him as a white person. So like, there's that.
She's been gone all weekend.
Are y'all kidding me? Y'all let her be missing for a whole weekend and didn't go looking for her until now? Weiss sucks, but Ruby, Yang, y'all are no better in my eyes. All three of y'all, trash. What was that Weiss said? Referring to the trash can as a trash can? Okay, Miss Trash Can Schnee.
I'm Ruby. I'm Trash Can.
Blake, so, you want to know more about me?
No.
Okay, son holding the cup with his tail is adorable. So weird that Blake is like telling all this to a random person she just met. I'm like, what? Make it make sense. What the fuck do you mean? Like, I guess they only introduced Sun so that she'd have another faunus to talk to about this, but it's like, we'll get into the reasons it's dumb more in the next episode, but it's like, here's an idea. Maybe she could talk about it with, I don't know, her partner Yang. Maybe then Yang would get to do something in the fucking plot. And actually, yeah, we will get into it because Sun is a faunus. He should know about this shit. And people say all the time, Sun's from Vacuo. He has nothing to do with the White Fang. Okay, look, the show frames anti-faunus racism as a global issue. It's fucking everywhere. Even if you're in a kingdom like Vale or Vacuo that is allegedly less racist, sure, whatever you say, you still know about it. And you would still know about the White Fang, which is also an international organization. You would know about this. So having Sun be the one Blake explained this to is stupid as fuck. It is so, as you know, Bob, it's so dumb. I'm not having a good time. The show's just juvenile understanding of these issues is a fucking poison that's tanking the rest of this. Because the show is putting Weiss and Blake kind of on an even playing field. And next episode, Weiss isn't going to have to do anything at all in order to make amends with Blake. She doesn't even fucking apologize. It's really frustrating because I feel like Volume 1, theoretically, is about Team RWBY coming together to be a team, to work together. But the back half of the volume hasn't done any of that. RWBY and Weiss got like illusions of growth or whatever. Like Weiss is like, I guess I'll be nice to you or whatever because an old man screamed at me. And now Blake is like, I'm a faunus. And Weiss is like, you're a slur? And then later on she'll be like, I'm not apologizing, but I will work with you, slur. And Blake's like, that's very kind of you, cocaine schnee. And I'm just sitting here like ready to fucking tear out my goddamn hair. Meanwhile, Yang has done fucking nothing. And RWBY is like, am I a main character? I forget. It's so wild how Volume 1's first half is very deeply flawed, but still enjoyable. And then the back half is just this complete fucking aimless, stupefying mess. Like, what am I supposed to do with this? Aside from bash my head into a wall. Oh God, here we go. The finale. Black and White. Cute name, but oh Jesus, this is gonna be fucking frustrating. At least there's a Monty fight to like kind of salvage it, but overall, ugh, this ain't it, Chief.
Finally, she speaks. Nearly 2 days and you're giving me nothing but small talk and weird looks.
Y'all spent 2 whole days together, not talk. What the fuck were y'all doing? Just like sitting in a hotel room doing fucking nothing? Insert pervy joke here, whatever.
Are you familiar with the White Fang?
Of course. I don't think there's a faunus on the planet who hasn't heard of them. Stupid, holier-than-thou creeps that use force to get whatever they want. Bunch of freaks, if you ask me.
Son's like, equality? Who needs that? I have my gunchucks and my abs. Well, to be fair, Son is hot, so good for him.
In the ashes of war, the White Fang was meant to be a symbol of peace and unity between humans and the faunus. Of course, despite being promised equality, the faunus were subjected to discrimination and hate.
Yeah, all this is like clearly reminiscent of actual history of oppression, specifically the civil rights movement. Okay, Kitty Blake is very cute, but also it's kind of clear they had no idea what her backstory was. Because the way she looks doesn't look like how she would be if she had the backstory she does from Volume 4 on.
And the worst part was, it was working. We were being treated like equals. But not out of respect, out of fear.
The worst part was we got rights. Oh my fucking God, are you kidding me? What? How is the violence you do in reaction to your oppression worse than what the kingdoms were already doing to you? What the fuck do you mean? The show is literally like, we should have asked nicely and just maybe they would have said yes. Fucking Jesus. Oh my God, it's so stupid. And wild that a lot of people, looking at you, whiteys, still think this way, genuinely, about not even just about racism, about any form of oppression.
You're not helping. Oh, you know who might be able to help? The police.
That line in the 2010s, when the police were doing what they were doing to black folks is, I feel very uncomfortable.
I was right. And I think Weiss's hair looks wonderful today.
Penny's a stalker. Personally, I hope she kills these 3 because they're getting on my damn nerves.
We're looking for our friend Blake.
You mean the faunus girl. How did you know that? The cat ears?
What cat ears? She wears a bow.
Okay, her clocking the cat ears is very funny, as is the tumbleweed. The tuna joke can go to fucking hell, though.
She does like tuna a lot.
Okay, look, I like cat jokes as much as the next trashy, non-binary piece of shit. I wish to sit in a box and be left alone and hiss at those who walk by. However, the reason it's not great here is because in RWBY, they made the animal traits racialized traits. So the animal jokes come off as the kinds of stereotypical jokes you would make about non-white people. So yeah, it's not great. It's almost as if they didn't think through what they were doing because they had no clue what they were doing.
The only way to prove that they didn't do it is to go to the place where they would most likely go to if they were to do it and not find them there.
Oh my God, what is that? Oh my God, what is that?
He got there. Son can be smart sometimes.
while I was on the ship, I heard some guys talking about offloading a huge shipment of dust coming in from Atlas.
How huge?
Huge. Big Shinny Company freighter.
You're sure?
You know, it's kind of weird because the way they're framing it here, it almost gives you the vibe that Blake and Sun might be in on the crime shit, which feels icky, but it also feels icky the actual thing that happens.
The innocent never run, Yang.
Fucking idiot.
That is deeply untrue. The innocent will run all the time because a lot of times the innocent are not believed, not by other people nor the systems. But again, the way the show framed it, and Yang's like, damn, you might be right. The show is on Weiss's side, which makes me want to punch something real hard.
Blake might not be who we thought she was. Is she a man?
A transphobic joke, my favorite. You know, that makes me think of all the F slurs they would call Kaden Jensen and write on their whiteboards at Rooster Teeth. I can't imagine how they got shut down. A company that openly used racist and transphobic and homophobic slurs didn't portray racism all that well? Amazing!
Stole you some food.
Do you always break the law without a second thought?
Hey, weren't you in a cult or something?
Okay, that was funny. Son, you are my only reason to live right now. Well, aside from Penny. Oh my god, maybe having the new characters was a good idea because the existing ones all suck except Blake, and Blake is getting treated like the bad guy.
You really didn't think they were behind it, did you?
No, I think deep down I knew. I just didn't want to be right.
The fact that the Wei Fang is actually working with the villains is so not good. The show is saying, yeah, this group is bad. Almost like the viewers would see that and then apply that to real world groups advocating for equality and justice. I'm just saying, this shit has a real world effect, especially on anime dweebs.
No, you idiot. This isn't a leash? What the? Oh, for...
Nobody move!
Okay, good move there, Blake. Good move. I mean, I guess she is like a French ninja. Iconic line that belongs in the history books.
Brothers of the White Fang, why are you aiding this scum?
Thank you, Blake, for trying to save this episode from me, even though the episode hates you. I do kind of like this antagonism between Roman and Blake, where Blake is trying to stop Roman from like taking advantage of a group that means a lot to her. It's like, wow, imagine one of the main villains having a personal connection with the heroes. Wow. Too bad he only has that with half the team. Did he even meet Yang, like, ever? I guess that one time in Volume 2, but like, eh.
Here, kitty, kitty, kitty.
I'm counting that as a slur. Roman, you're off my husband list. I'm filing for gay divorce. Time to fight some civil rights activists.
You are not the brightest banana in the bunch, are you, kid?
You really thought you away with that, didn't you? Racism is so unsexy. The gunchucks, slay though. That's sexy. Fuck yeah. Actually, his gunchucks are red and gold. I would have liked if his design was also like red and gold to match his weapon. That'd be cool. I think he'd look great in that, actually. Blondes do look good in red. It is known. It is a known fact. Gunchucks. I'm still confused how they broke the model, though, doing this. Like, how does that work? Is that a poser thing? Because, like, I don't know. My only knowledge of rigging and animating is in Blender. But in Blender, the way it's done is non-destructive. It would literally be impossible to break a model unless you were really trying.
Oh, hello, Red. Isn't it past your bedtime?
I hear you, Red Like Roses. I hear you trying to save the day. Too bad RWBY won't. Loser. Oh no, she's been expelled from the plot. Well, at least she showed up, looking at you, white and yellow. At this point, the show is just RWBY.
I'm combat ready.
Penny is super cool, though. The telekinetic swords on the strings are awesome. The strings logistically do bother me because how do they never get tangled? What the hell? And logistically, especially when they're going around her, that's not how physics work. But you know, I'm willing to just go along with it. She's a fire in her laser.
I'm a fire in my laser.
Oh god, that's a throwback. God, I'm old. I know sometimes Monty would come up with shit and then the writers would have to like justify including it. Part of me wonders if y'all could have just saved this for volume 2. Or if you didn't get greenlit for volume 2, just let Monty release it on his own. like these fights that he made. I don't know. Penny and Sun are awesome, but I'm just kind of frustrated that like they're doing all the heavy lifting. Meanwhile, our main girlies are just like nowhere to be found. Blake didn't even get like a cool moment after she ran off. She just got knocked to the side.
Sorry it took me so long to get here, you guys.
Oh, now you losers get here. Should it not have been like Weiss apologizes to Blake and makes up for what happened by helping her in the fight? Would that not be the natural, proper conclusion to this?
I want you to know that I'm no longer associated with the White Fang. Back when I was with...
Stop. Do you have any idea of how long we've been searching for you? 12 hours. That means I've had 12 hours to think about this. And in that 12 hours, I've decided... I don't care.
She's like, I don't care if you're a filthy slur, so long as you're not with that filthy civil rights group. Guys, that's not the redemption you think it is. She didn't even apologize. She didn't go, I was wrong for judging you. And you know what? She was kind of proven right because the White Fang was behind the robbery. So thanks, show, for that. God, this show is fucking... Shout out to past me and my whiteness for not registering any of this.
Yeah, Team RWBY is back together!
The fact that Team RWBY did like jack shit in their own finale, I just go to hell.
I'm still not quite sure how I feel about you.
You should know better than to go running around in a strange city.
I know, sir.
Don't worry, Penny. You get to die twice. The first time will be cool. The second time will be stupid. And then a little stinger for next season to show Ozpin knows about the plot. Sure, whatever. Wings is a lovely song, though. I adore it. One of the best songs in the show, and one of Jeff's best songs. I love the piano. I love Casey's vocals. I have listened to this song when I was in a bad place so many times I can't even count. So thank y'all. This is like the saving grace, aside from Sun and Penny. Rooster Teeth, rest in piss. I'm very angry at the Chicken Tooth Company. Can you tell? I guess the ghost of the Chicken Tooth Company. Hi, Roman. I'm very disappointed in you. And so is Cinder, apparently.
We were expecting more from you.
You were the ones who suggested working with those stupid mutts from the White Fang.
And you will continue to do so.
Is Cinder an anti-racist icon? Maybe.
We have big plans for you, Roman. All we ask is a little cooperation.
Emerald and Mercury concept art. Amazing. I mean, I don't really hate it all that much. I think the concept art looks fine. It's just kind of funny. Yeah, we didn't really get any of that aside from like, oh no, he's working with Cinder, which we already knew. And it's really just a face reveal for Cinder, which doesn't really mean much because we still don't know who the fuck she is. Okay. Volume 1 as a whole is just so weird. The first half was a mess, but it was still so much fun. I really enjoyed the character interactions. I loved the fights. And then suddenly it shit the bed so hard in the back half. It feels like the show just didn't know what it wanted to do or focus on. And then it got so ambitious with like, let's talk about these deep, nuanced political issues. But they had no clue what the fuck they were doing, clearly. And it just really tanks it because the first season of a show, you really need to just hunker down, focus on what you can do, what is within your limits, your capabilities, and create the foundation that you can expand on later. Focus on Team RWBY, just them. And then if you get more, then you can have more Team Juniper stuff. Then you can have your Sun and Penny stuff. But you need to get those girls developed and interesting right now. I guess it doesn't matter because they got a volume 2 and so on and so forth. But it's like, this will ripple through the show, and this is an issue that will be present until the fucking end. Like, this show really did not want to be about RWBY. Good lord. And I'm afraid the racism problem is only going to continue to get worse. So that's great. Yeah, I just, I'm done. Fuck this.